Hello and welcome to the Moms of Chaos podcast. This is Rain. Today we're going to be talking about the savagery of our children. Um, so sometimes they can say things and you're sitting there going, "Oh my God, that hurts my heart." And other times you're sitting there going laughing because they're being savage to somebody else, which is equally as funny after the fact. Um, with all of that being said, let's get into it. Again, my name is Rain, and my other hosts may chime in or may not. I'm not sure what they're feeling right now.
Hey, this is Harley. What's up, guys?
Hey, Raven here. Hope y'all are having a good night.
So, I actually really wanted to do this topic, and I'm gonna explain to you. Okay, again, this is Harley. All right, and in case you missed our last podcast, we gave a little rundown about ourselves. I'm in my 30s. For those of you bad at math, that means I was born in the 1980s. Yes, for you smartasses, that is the late 1900s. But if you call it the late 1900s, I will hunt you down and string you up. Now, I have 4 children. My second youngest child decided to tell me that my hair that I had a vivid color, but it has since faded to a light blonde. She told me that my hair is gray. It is not gray. It is a blonde with a bluish undertone. People pay good money for this hair color. All right. Number one.
Oh my
Number
God,
2.
is she still alive?
Yeah. Yes, she is. She is. Barely. But
Somehow.
Then my youngest, on the way home from this horrendous and offensive comment being made to me, the birth giver of these children, the bringer of life, my youngest, who's 10, decides to make a comment. I don't remember the context of the comment, but I'll give you the comment verbatim. If something's from 1999, that means it's an antique now. Let me rephrase that. Let me start. Air quotes. If something's from 1999, that means it's an antique now. End quote. Y'all, I don't think that child understood how lucky he was that I had him in a car seat, and I am a very safe driver because I swear to God, I wanted to brake check him through the windshield so fucking bad. And then he tried to go back. He tried to backtrack and say, no. If it's an antique, that means it's worth money. No, it's not. No, it's not, you little motherfucker. It's not. God damn it. Just fuck off. And he's little. He's little for his age. I swear to God, I was going to kick that kid across the moon.
Light disclaimer. None of us say shut the fuck up to our children. None of us call them assholes to their face. And if you have called your children an asshole behind their back, welcome to the club.
I didn't tell him to shut the fuck up. I did not tell him to shut the fuck up. But I was like, I was like, be quiet. I was like, just be quiet. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. And my husband's in the front seat next to me, Joker. And he's like, you good, babe? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. No. And like, he kept on asking me, he's like, you good, babe? And no, I'm not. No, I'm not. We need to go home. He needs to go to bed. No, I'm not okay. I am not okay. And
Okay, so disclaimer, disclaimer, my dogs are going back and forth right now, and my oldest cat is deciding to put her paws underneath the door and messing with the dogs. But if I get up to close the door, like I meant to do before, they'll come running back in here because, oh my God, Mom moved. So sorry about that, but that's my kid, my fur babies being savage little pains in the ass, obnoxious.
Fur babies are assholes too. I have 4 dogs. I have a brother and sister, and I have another brother and sister. I have a brother and sister. They're older. They're Maltipoos. They're cool. The sister was the runt of the litter, but she's definitely the queen of the castle. Okay. The other two, I adopted them from a rescue. I call them my red sticker clearance puppies because I adopt them. Rain and Raven were both with me. I literally adopted them, and the rescue
You call them
actually
the red tag puppies.
the red tag clearance puppies. And the rescue, I actually adopted them like a day before they were supposed to be euthanized. But they are assholes to each other. Like, one will be playing with a toy.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one will want the toy, but they won't be able to get the toy. So what they'll do is they'll go and get another toy and pretend that they're super hyped about it. Then the sibling that had the original toy will go over to get the new toy. And then the other sibling will go and take the toy they originally wanted and will not give it back. So fur babies are assholes too.
Dude, I can see that. My dumpster twins, the little boy, it's brother and sister. We found them at a dumpster when they were about 1.5 pounds, 4 or 5 weeks old. So they're about 4 now, and the little boy loves whenever he sees his sister playing with a toy. He loves to go grab it and take it from her and hide it in the couch.
Excuse me, that's my reminder to go have an orgasm. One moment, ladies and gentlemen.
I already got my quota for the day.
Okay, so since they, red tag and dumpster twins, let me tell you about the Gym Bros.
Oh my God.
Which is, one of them is currently climbing onto my lap from under my desk at the moment. And he is my cuddle bug. But, so the Gym Bros were, Raven and I were going to, and this is quite comical because he's being very, very demanding.
And he's not a small little boy.
No, he's 85 pounds. The chair is not big enough for you, Bubba.
But Mama.
So Raven and I were going to the gym regularly once upon a time. And I pull up to the gym with Switchkin 2. And there are these 2 dogs. They're definitely lab mixes. And somebody had just left them in front of the gym with a bucket of water and a handful of food thrown down on the ground. So I stay out there with the dogs, making sure they're friendly, making sure no one's, going to do some crazy assholery shit. And I send Witchkin 2 in to go find.
Did you go into the gym to ask if they belonged to anybody? I don't think I ever asked you that question.
Yeah, we did.
I sent Witchkin 2 in to get Raven because she was already in there. So Raven and Witchkin 2 and Apprentice 2 were doing the back and forth going inside.
Yeah, we made sure. They legit got dumped.
Yeah. So, and at the gym, we are known as the Crazy Bat Ladies. That's a different story. We'll go into that later. But I video called Captain.
I thought bat wings were a guy thing.
Oh no, we're talking about a legit bat.
Yeah, we were called the Crazy
flap through the night, eat the insects kind of bat.
It was yeah, we were called the Crazy Bat Ladies. And we'll go into that in a minute. So I call Captain and I'm sitting there and I was like, honey, do you know anybody that could possibly take these dogs? Because they weren't little dogs. No, even that they were a year old, they were not little dogs. And I flip the camera around and he just kind of stops because they look a lot like Hags, which is as we call him, the OG. He's our first dog. And that's Captain's boy. And he's like, bring him home. That's not why I was calling. That is not why I was calling. So that's the Gym Bros. I was in the doghouse for 2 weeks after I brought home Ripley, but that's completely other story and not the funny sibling issues.
Right? Okay, I have to tell you guys about this savage thing that my kid did this weekend. So it is my darling husband's birthday, who has not given me a nickname for himself yet. However, he wanted every year when it's your birthday, you get to pick a restaurant, and that's family dinner, and that's where the whole family goes. And the whole family for me is just, it's only 5 people, thank God. So we're at this restaurant and we're having this great meal, and my oldest looks at my husband and goes, "Damn, you're almost dead, aren't you?" And for context, my oldest is almost 19 and is coming into his sense of humor. And my husband and I are no longer in our 30s, but we are not close to the end yet, you little punk.
I love how
I was
you
watching
just
my husband.
censored
Luckily, he's got a
yourself.
great sense of humor because he was like,
I know. It's like, you're going to call him a son of a bitch, and it's not wrong.
no, I think the problem is that whenever I have headphones on at work, I'm in a meeting. So now I have headphones on. So I'm supposed to be in a meeting and professional and not say things like shit and fuck and you goddamn asshole.
This is a safe place. This is a
This
safe
is safe.
place.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah. The same
Let me-
child asked me if we had any plans this summer. And my brain decided to disconnect when I realized that it is the year of my 30th high school reunion. And I'm pretty sure I just stood there blankly until he went, "Okay," and walked off.
Dude. Okay. All right.
Dude,
You
my
wanna hear
20th
some-
just
you-
passed. I don't want to think about it.
You want to hear?
And
You want to
for
hear?
context, Harley is the baby of this trio.
she is.
Yeah, my 20th isn't.
Oh my God, is that why she's such a brat?
Probably.
I don't even know when my 20th is. Hold on. My
Sweetheart,
20th
keep
and
in
my
mind-
20th high school will be in 2 years. Yeah. But all right. So all right.
Okay.
So when your own kids deliver a savage burn, it cuts different. But it's your own kid.
Oh my God.
So you can kind of pop back a little bit. You can snap back. You got to be careful. You don't want to like actually hurt their feelings. But
Well, the government knows we have them, right? So we have to be careful.
But I think that it is healthy to be able to have a comedic exchange with your kids. All right. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it.
Yes.
All right. Boundaries, of course, but I think it's good to be able to have a open dialogue with your kids about any topic. But when it's somebody else's kid that burns you, what the fuck do you do? All right. So
You lean down really close and you get that scary voice and you say, "Listen here, you little asshole. If you fuck with me, I will go fuck your father and become your stepmother."
No. Doesn't exactly work if it's her niece.
I know.
Because
I'm going to
tell you,
no, I'm not even talking about
both Harley and Raven have been burned by Witchkin too.
No, I'm not even talking about
leash.
Witchkin 2. I'm not even talking about Witchkin 2. All right. My second oldest had some friends over. And I don't know why there was any sort of confusion about how to operate a fucking front door, but there was. And the comment that came out of this little fuckhead's mouth, "It's okay. My house was built in the 1900s too." So, my house was built in the 2000s, number one. Number two, even if it was built in 1936, the goddamn door handle works the fucking same, you noob.
Yeah, my youngest is in high school and taking history, which they absolutely hate, and it cracks me up. But they were like in this mindset of talking about history and how long ago shit was. And they're like, "Yeah, back in the last century." And I stopped for a second and I went, "You are so dead to me. Never say that ever again." And they just started cackling. And I'm like, "No, this is not funny.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Do not.
I'm telling you, that meme about 30 years ago is not
Oh,
the 70s. The Mummy is 30
Yeah.
yeah.
years old. You don't
It
understand.
cuts deep.
I have a
It cuts
very,
deep.
very special sentimental relationship with the cinematic classic, the 1999 version of The Mummy starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. I watch that
Brendan
shit every
Fraser's
night.
The Mummy. Thank
And
you.
She
and
does.
and
It sometimes is
She
aggravating.
does.
and so no, that movie is not 30 years old. Don't talk to me. Don't
No,
shut
it was just
up.
made a couple years ago.
I know. Brendan Fraser still looks hot. He can still rock it. Get out of here. Oh my god.
You absolutely can.
Y'all, I swear to God, I'm getting like hot flashes or something. Like, you guys can't see me on
Welcome.
camera, but Raven
Yes,
and
we
Rain
can.
can.
Oh.
But
Yes, we can.
I am like red. I am so warm right now, and I am in a tank top. Like, good God. I'm about to
Yeah,
turn
they
my
suck.
fan on, but then I don't want you guys to hear like.
Just blame it on me vaping. Just blame it on me vaping. All right, let's be real.
Oh my God. Oh, you guys, I need help. So, we got a little tax return, which is fantastic because that means I don't owe the IRS another penny for another year. So, hubby and I split that tax return to do with whatever the fuck we wanted. And we know me, I would need some ink therapy. So, question is, do I use that to start on my other leg piece, or do I use that to find an artist to actually finish all of this gloriousness up here?
Okay, by up here she means
finished because
Oh yeah, so I've got 2 half sleeves and 2 pieces on my chest, and they need to be all connected to each other with a sternum piece.
I would
and
finish.
one of them is
Nordic,
because one of them is steampunk.
The longer you put it off, the less likely it is it'll get done. I have an incomplete, and it's going to remain incomplete, tattoo on my side. I'm never going to get that bitch touched up. Why? Because I started that
Why
shit
not?
over a decade ago.
Yeah, I don't want to think about how old these really are. The foundation piece for the one chest piece I got done in
30 years ago?
2002.
Oh, so 22 years ago.
You're about
2001. 2001.
Rain, you're about to be formally booted off the podcast. I just want you to know. Me and Raven are going to go throughout Big Brother style, and you're done. Okay?
She's just being a middle child. Just ignore her and she'll stop the antics.
Have you met me?
No, she won't.
I know. I knew it was a mistake as soon as I said it.
She adopts my brat energy. Even though we're not in the same city, she still siphons that shit. I can feel my energy being siphoned. That's why I'm so flustered right now, because my energy is being siphoned by Rain so she can be a fucking bitch. Kidding, Rain.
Oh, I love the little I'm kidding, Rain smile. But no, your niece, Witchkin 2, was channeling the brat energy today with her boyfriend, and it was freaking hilarious.
Oh God, what did she do?
She was just like giving him all types of crap. I can't even remember the stories, but I'm listening, but I was driving, so I wasn't really listening. Type of thing. Like I was listening, I was responding, and then I just go, "What were you doing? Channeling?"
What were you doing? Channeling Harley?
Exactly.
We'll fix that in post.
So yeah, she's
making a note of the minute marker.
Timestamp.
I didn't even pay attention to what the actual timestamp is, so I just have a general idea of when to go hunt for it. You guys will never know what we're talking about. It just sounds like we're talking about something that never happened. Bloop. It's a blip.
It's a blip.
Kind of like my last period. It didn't happen.
Shut up.
Maybe
both of y'all can just
Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe I'm having like a non-existent cycle. I don't know.
Okay,
Do you, look,
both
if
of
you
y'all
still have
can just shut the hell up because I still get a full on period, and fuck you guys.
if you still have your lady balls, you still have a hormonal cycle.
I still have my lady balls. I just don't have
See,
the
so you
hoses.
still have a hormonal cycle.
I just don't have the hoses to connect
Yeah.
to the garden.
But you're
And
still gonna feel it when your lady balls decide to act up.
and my garden has been torched to shit. For those of
She
you who
sold
don't
it there.
understand what we're talking about, I had my tubes tied, and I had a uterine ablation, which is basically where they take Star Wars lightsabers and singe the inside of your uterine wall. And my surgeon, he was top notch. His bedside manner, mwah, chef's kiss, because he went out to tell my husband, hey, your wife did really well. She's coming out of surgery. She's in recovery right now. She'll be waking up any moment. BT Dubs, do you want to see pictures? He showed
Oh my God, I would have said yes.
He showed my husband before and after pictures of the inside of my uterus. Why? Why? Why?
Oh,
He
fascinating.
knows. Yeah, right? I wanted to see the pictures, but I was too drugged up to ask.
So, since we're carrying on with this, I had a hysterectomy about 5 years ago, and they sent Luke Skywalker in to blow up the Death Star and anything connected to it. And so my joke is that my remaining ovary is Poncho because Lefty got pinched by the federales. And Poncho, for the last 5 years, has been doing an admirable job of trying to pick up the slack from his missing friend Lefty. And it wasn't until about 6 months ago that I noticed that I hadn't felt Poncho in a while, and I got a little concerned. And I said, hey, I'm having some hot flashes. This feels weird, but is it a hot flash or is it Texas? I don't know. And hey, why is my brain Swiss cheese all of a sudden that I can't remember shit? And why is everything fucking pissing me off? So I went to my doctor and she said, guess what, honey? You're in perimenopause. And I went, what the? Why did nobody prepare me for this? And my darling mother, who I owe my life to, my upbringing, I love her, I really do. I called her and I said, hey, Mom, what can you tell me about going through menopause? Because apparently I'm starting. And my darling, sweet boomer mother said, I don't think I ever went through it. I don't remember a thing. Straight to my face, with a straight face, as I'm thinking, bitch, I remember you being a crazy bat for like a decade. You can't tell me you don't remember that shit. So,
no,
that is why we are going to incorporate a lot of reproductive health talk here because we want to normalize this shit.
But listen, when you're going through the mood swings, whether it's related to PMS or pregnancy or menopause, it doesn't seem like an irrational.
Or somebody moved your pen.
It doesn't seem like an irrational mood swing to you. So in your mind, you're not being batshit crazy. You're like, no, you are fucking breathing loud as shit, and I don't appreciate it. And it's disrupting my thought process. Meanwhile, the other person's like, I have asthma. I'm just trying to breathe. I'm trying to get my inhaler. And you're like, no, bitch. No. You hold your breath until you get it back.
Oh, I can think.
Captain's is standing at the doorway.
These are the hijinks that we get into.
We're recording. We still
Captain,
have...
go away.
Okay.
Actually, does Captain want to come up to the microphone and say, hey, little mama?
I'll ask. Hold on.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, while we are experiencing some technical difficulties, yeah, kids and dogs and pets and even husbands, spouses, partners, we can all be hella savage sometimes. And oh my God. But oh Oh, when you know that you have delivered the killing blow, when you know that you have cut somebody to the quick with a snide comment and a snide remark, and you know they deserved it, like you were kind of joking, but you're kind of glad. Ooh, you cannot say that petty side of you does not get the better of you and go, yeah, bitch, I got you. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so
That
good
is
when you can
referred
silence
to as the
somebody.
killing joke.
Hey, Captain.
Hello, darling.
That
Oh my
is
God, you have to call her
Captain.
a good
That is
girl.
Rain's partner in crime. Captain's going to hand the mic back to Rain now because this is not his podcast. This is our podcast. Thanks.
You're just worried I'm going to take over. It's
But
fine.
I will
Hey,
hunt you down.
you can stop saying you're going to hunt him down because I'm back. And that was Captain, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah,
So, if y'all hear some crazy dogs in the background, apparently somebody in my fucking neighborhood decided that tonight is a really good night for fireworks.
it's like close to fireworks season.
Ew.
Sounds about right.
So if her dogs get my dogs going, it's her fault.
That would be hilarious.
You know what would happen because it's
Oh,
happened
yeah.
before when we're on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll hear your big boy, your OG, and they'll be like, what? Who is that?
Squirrel?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Oh,
Mhm.
I
dude,
love them, but they're assholes.
my dogs randomly will decide that it's a good time for a howl. And they will completely unprovoked or seemingly unprovoked, all of a sudden there will just be a chorus of howls coming from my house. I'm honestly waiting for the homeowners association to be like, I think you have too many dogs in there. And I'll be like,
So we can actually start a howl, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't call darling husband in to start a howl.
I've been there when Grizzly Adams started a howl before. It was interesting.
Oh my God, it's so damn funny.
It's
it's
hilarious
loud as shit, but it's
as
funny.
long as you. Okay, last time I've been around him, around when he started a howl, you had 4.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Quite all right.
But
They're
that was the last
my
time that I
my
was there for.
two. Yep, my 2 bigger girls have gone to the great farm in the sky where they can chase bumblebees and squirrels to their heart's content.
Yeah.
And they're now on my leg. So
yeah, I don't. My 2 Maltipoos, they're getting up there. They're getting up there, and I'm not looking forward to that. Like they're a pain in the ass. Like
yeah.
they're when the doorbell rings, their barks are like shattering glass level. But I know that when the day comes that the doorbell rings and that ear-splitting howl isn't immediately following it, I'm gonna miss it.
Yep. And it's something that my husband does not like to think about because we've already lost 2 and that was really hard on him. And whenever these 2 go, he keeps telling me that he doesn't want any more dogs. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. So Captain is very pragmatic, I guess, because he has contingencies and plans for in the event of, and it's just how his mind works.
Yeah.
As you can hear, OG decided to. Which can choose cat is going to be the thing that ends up getting these dogs hurt. So
I missed it. Why does she have an ace bandage on?
I don't know the specifics. I just know I'm going to have to go get her a wrist brace. It's her right wrist, and
Oh no.
it is currently wrapped in an ace bandage.
And she's right-handed.
And she has broken that arm.
Harley.
She has
That
broken
is
that
not what it
arm
looks
3
like.
times. Not
Oh
for
goodness.
not for. So, okay. Gonna go finish with the Captain Pragmatic, and then I'll go into the
Oh,
folly
right.
that
My
is
bad.
Witchkin
Sorry.
2. So he thinks about it because Hex, the OG, he's almost 7, but he's a 90-pound dog, so that kind of shortens certain expectations. And I was like, I used to get mad at him. I was like, I don't want to think about it. Nope, nope, nope. And so now it's like, you're getting gray around your muzzle, and
Yeah.
then Ripley is only 6 months younger than him, and she was already gray, but then again, she has had a rough life and is scared of literally
Yeah.
everything. But her
That
bark does
sounds like
not.
my little girl.
Okay, your little girl is more neurotic than Ripley is.
Oh, she's terrified of everything. She's actually on anxiety meds, and they're helping a little bit, but her muzzle has been gray forever because everything terrifies her.
Hmm.
Like, she will not, during the day, she will not go outside without one of us because she's too scared. And I'm like, it's grass. It's the same grass that's there at night. What the hell?
Apparently, it looks like it's lava.
Okay, speaking of grass, I have to tell you guys the best thing, dear listeners. Oh my God. Okay, I love all things tiny and fluffy. And okay, let's be real. I love all things fluffy, which is probably why I love my husband. But we found in our backyard a tiny little nest of baby bunnies. And they are so brand new that their eyes aren't even open yet. They're so nice. So, I overruled my husband and I ordered a game cam, and it'll be here on Saturday so that we can watch the little baby bunnies without disturbing them. I'm so excited. And Harley is just looking at me like, what the hell, lady?
I got sent a video with no context at all of this thing in a grassy area, and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? And then we have a group chat. And there's more people than in that chat that are on the hosting this podcast. And she's like, we have baby bunnies, and I'm going there and I'm like, is that what you just sent me a video of? Yeah.
Well, I was at work, and so giving context outside of the realm of where my brain was at the time is just hard. It's Swiss cheese up there, folks.
This is what
One day it'll
menopause
get
looks
better,
like.
I've been assured. Yes. Luckily, I can still function at work, but I cannot function on more than one thing at a time. Like, I can function at work when I'm at work. At home, I'm at home, so I can't function at work. It's just a thing now.
Oh,
And you worked from home for how long?
When the pandemic started, I worked from home for about 2 years, and then I got a different job, jumped companies, because apparently in the hellscape that is our capitalist America, that's the only way to get a decent raise. And that was in the office full time every damn day, and I hated having to drive that thing and be awake and be a person, and it sucked. And then I got a different one where I'm in the office all the time, but I get to sneakily work from home a couple days a week. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Then you have me who's sitting here going, dude, somebody freaking hire me.
Right? No, I was supposed to work from home today, and yesterday as I'm leaving work, apparently my brain had switched modes, and so it couldn't access the other mode at the time because there's only one thread running. And I thought, that's okay. I'll get up early enough to put my makeup on. I'll put my laptop in my locker. Everything's great. And I get home and realize that I'm supposed to work from home today, but I didn't bring my laptop home. Guess I'm taking PTO. So I text all my coworkers at like 9 o'clock last night. I'm like, hey, sorry for the late notice, y'all. I'm just going to take PTO tomorrow.
Dude, sometimes, you know what though? Sometimes you need that. Sometimes it just works out and you're like, you know what? Mental break day.
Oh
And
my
that,
God, it did. Because, like, I had a great visit with my doctor, and I got to dress up like an adorable goth cowboy and go to Costco and have people give me funny looks, and that was entertaining as hell. You remember, Rain, you
the
remember
goth
the dress I wore
cowboy.
to that witchy cocktail thing?
I got
The
it's y'alternative. Get it right. Y'alternative.
No, so I've got this really great black dress that can be like goth or steampunk or whatever, right?
Cottage core too.
It's actually got the skirt lifts in it so you can change it up. And then I just recently bought these really pretty black cowboy boots, and I thought this would be a great thing to pair together, and I was right. It was so cute. And then pulling meat out of the trunk from Costco, one of them had leaked, and I got meat juice all over my dress, and I had to change, and I was very sad. Anyway, moving on.
It's called a washing machine. You'll be fine.
But I had to change out of my cute goth cowboy outfit.
Well, we're not
That's
currently
really
on
sad.
video. It is sad, but the good news is we're not currently on video. So
Thank God, because my hair is a hot mess.
We're not currently on
Dude, all
video
of
because
me is
it
a
looks
mess
like
right now.
Rain's about to flash her tits to everybody.
Aww.
Tube top dress, and I have been working around the house all freaking day, with the exception of when I had to get on calls for, my doctor.
Working around.
Hold on a second.
Working, quote unquote. Wink, wink.
Right? Do we need to like sew some heavy duty
War.
straps onto her dress?
Corvus.
Like tie down kind of heavy duty straps?
See, I am currently
The ratchet ones.
Yes. Yes.
So why? I don't even know what ratchet thing we're talking about.
We're talking about a ratchet strap to hold your titties up.
Your tits are bigger than mine. Your tits are bigger than mine. Ravens
My
are
tits are
always
bigger
on.
than yours, and I use heavy duty, massive military grade fucking boulder holders to keep these babies in place.
Okay, I have to laugh for a second because I've been in the military and I've heard people
Corvus.
for the last 20, 30 years, oh yeah, it's military grade. It's military grade. It should be great.
No, it's not.
Y'all, military grade really means it was built by the lowest bidder. Like the boots I had to wear in basic training. Oh my God. They fucked my foot up for life. They're built by the lowest bidder. So anytime you hear somebody say military grade, just take a moment and think and maybe laugh.
All right, fine. They're NASA grade.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
So we've let Harley get off her chest that her children have aged her greatly.
And, that's not really taking anything off of her chest, but it's nice to think of. Because back problems
I don't think
are
we
a
could
thing.
without surgery.
No, that would be going into some mad science stuff that I'm not even remotely interested in.
Joker,
Wait, mad science or weird science?
Joker doesn't even want to talk about the possibility of like a reduction. He's like, why bitches pay good money for titties like that?
Not that big, we don't. I mean, I'd like mine a little bit bigger and more centered, but definitely not the size of yours, honey. That sounds like back pain.
It is back pain, but the difference is when they're fake, they are not as heavy.
Rain and I were having a conversation, and in front of Witchkin 2, and I said that I wanted to get a boob job, meaning I wanted to get a lift and a reduction.
You want a reduction?
Yeah, I want a lift and a reduction. Yes. Witchkin 2, I swear to God, her eyes almost like shot out of her freaking skull. Because she was like, how much bigger do you want to go? I'm like, no, bigger. Wrong direction. It is not just to go bigger. You can also get surgery to go smaller, sweetheart.
All right. Have you two had a chance to take a look at the topics document? recently?
I have
Because I had
not,
some
but I was
time on
going
my hands yesterday.
I need to
I'll
plug
be
my mouse in.
I'll be delving through and taking a look. But I think that we've had a nice moment of going full circle, and we
We didn't even tell
have
any savage. We didn't tell any savage story of my kids.
Oh my God. That's because there's too many. How would we pick?
I cannot actually tell a savage story because I do not feel like I could adequately articulate the level of savagery
Oh
that
my
comes
God,
out
this
of
kid.
Rain's kids.
So much snark just oozing out of her.
Okay,
Probably
so
the best line that I have heard from Witchkin 1 was in response to one of, I'm not going to specify which one, in response to one of her parental figures. They were expressing a reason that something that Witchkin 1 was requesting could not happen. They were explaining their reasoning for saying no. And Witchkin 1 says, well, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. And I I wanted to high five her so bad, but I was like, I can't do that. That's a bad auntie move.
Can't
But
encourage that
yes,
kind of
girl, I got you in spirit. Witchkin 2 pops off with the savagery left, right, and up the center. We saw this chick walking out. We saw this chick walking. This woman, again, all right? Minimal judgment, okay? But when you do certain things to get
you get certain
attention,
reactions.
you're not going to always get
Especially in
positive
public.
attention. And so there was this woman who was wearing shorts that were entirely inappropriate. And she was clearly a mother walking with a younger male child, probably 8 years old. So, you know what? Do you? But there should be boundaries in front of your kids. I don't think that your 8-year-old son needs to see the dark hole that he clawed his way out of 8 years ago on a regular basis. And that's what this woman was walking around showing. And Witchkin 2 is in the car with me.
And all, huh?
And Witchkin 2 is in the car with me. And I was like, and I don't even remember what I said. And I honestly can't remember verbatim what she said.
Oh, I can.
But it was along the lines of just because Hooters and your husband doesn't want you doesn't mean anybody else does.
Yeah, that's my kid.
And I was like, and I couldn't stop myself. I was like, God damn, I'm so proud of you.
Don't feed that monster.
Okay, the only reason Raven is saying that is because the savagery was directed at her closet when she asked for help cleaning out the closet. And
yeah, but I didn't ask for the comments and judgment, and it was sad.
Okay, it's not surprising.
Okay, I kind of did.
You did. You wanted to have a reason to get rid of certain things that you were going to find other reasons to hold on to. So you called in the savagery, not the cavalry, the savagery.
Yeah.
And what hurt you the most was there's a skirt that you apparently love, and we'll get into it at another time. But Witchkin 2 did have to go somewhere for an eating disorder. So again, that'll be a topic to dive into later. Well, she refers to that as prison. So she's going through the closet and she's like, "You're not keeping this." But I like it. It looks like a chair from prison. Just point blank, no, nothing. It looks like a chair.
No filter on that child.
Looks like a chair from prison. And I'm just sitting
You
there going,
know,
you asked for this.
I don't even
there
remember
are
what set it was.
there are times, and like there are times that I think that I don't feel like it's a new thing. I think parents being more open about their kids being savage is why it seems new, but
Mhm.
it's not new because I remember there were several times that I recall teasing my dad, and I'm pretty sure I low key hurt his feelings. Like looking
Yeah.
back on it now.
I'm pretty
Much
sure
of
I
a
did that
brat
to my parents a few
as
times.
much of a brat as you are now, without, and that is with having the cognizant ability to know when to back off a little bit and read the room. I can guarantee you hurt his feelings. But then again, I also was the kid in. I also was the kid that made a science teacher cry. So
I love that you give me credit for being cognizant enough to read the room, but I don't.
no, you don't when you are in the zone and you are just don't give a fuck. You don't read the room. But when you are just playful and you're getting kind of close to that edge, you read the room. That, or it's when you're here and Captain gives you the dad look of like, you really want to go there?
Oh.
And for reference, Captain is 6'1".
Yeah, because he does not put up with Harley's shit.
He feeds into it half the fucking time.
I know. It's hilarious to watch. We should really record it the next time. Oh my god.
That's why, having Captain on or having the dads of chaos join us is a thing that is on that list of possible topics.
It is.
And it will be funny. But I've also had the idea of where we go when we have a lot of these conversations with the sweet, sweet asshole Captain, is where we call the smoke shack because there's no smoking in the house. And it's like, okay, so chaos from the smoke shack needs to happen.
Yeah, probably.
Because, oh my God, the chaos in the smoke shack is real. It's where you go to have serious conversations. That's where you go to have shenanigan conversations. It's where you go for sitting there playing a game or crocheting and randomly saying stupid ass shit.
We've had some pretty interesting, intense conversations in the smoke shack. We'll have to bring those up another time.
Yeah.
But I think that our listeners have probably gotten an earful about us today. And we've kind of gone full circle about how kids and dogs and everybody can be assholes. And we've gone back and said, even though they're assholes, once the assholery is gone, we'll miss it.
It's funny.
So, yeah.
Do we want to pick our topic for next time?
I think that we should keep our listeners guessing.
Oh, a little bit of mystery.
And once we have
a little
our
bit of
socials,
you can't see it, but I'm shaking my tits.
Once we have our socials up and running and we do have a community going, then we can definitely make do a vote for a couple of different ones that we could put on.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Maybe we can do a poll or something, but yeah, I think we've gone over quite a bit today. So just gonna wrap us up here if everybody's good.
This is how our Moms of Chaos brunches go. We have no idea where we're gonna start or where we're gonna stop. It's crazy.
No, and that's why they usually last hours, but we try to keep it concise for our listeners. But thank you to everyone. We thank you to everyone for joining us today for our podcast, Chaos Connections. We hope that you've enjoyed all of the tomfoolery that has happened today. Again, feel free to follow up, like, subscribe, share. Like Rain said, we are going to have socials going up, so you'll be able to interact with us. And of course,
Definitely
feedback.
check out the hashtag Chaos Connections to keep up with all of our chicanery.
Absolutely. And of course, momsofchaostx@gmail.com is always available if you want to send any communication to us. We hope you join us for our next upload. Probably looking at about 2 weeks, but I don't know. We'll keep you posted because we kind of like spending time with y'all. So peace out, everybody. Good night. Have a good day. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.